Hi everyone, Jan Furston here from Furston House. I want to share a video with you. I'm going to attempt a tutorial. I haven't done a tutorial in ages, probably a year or so, and even then I've never done very many of them, but hopefully this will work out. And this is for a new project for me. It's certainly not new for anyone else. It's Hidden Paperclips. And the lady who originally, that we are aware of, that came up with this, her name is Christina at Sparkbird Studio. She came up with a similar method, I believe, but she was using papers that she sold in her Etsy shop. And so a friend of mine was kind of fine-tuning it and using a digital kit, which I also have, and it came out really nice because you didn't have to, buy any additional papers or anything. You could use your own. And my friend Kathy, thank you, Kathy. The kit that she used, it's called Textured Angels from Cheryl Francis Art on Etsy. And again, I will put that link below. And this is using little pictures, little angels. They're just precious. And now mine, I printed these on photo paper. So there's a little bit of a sheen to it, sort of a matte gloss. And I just thought those turned out really pretty. I've also done it on plain paper. They look great that way too, but I just want to do something a little bit different. And for this particular tutorial, the size of this is 1.5 inches across, 2.5 inches tall. Now, if those dimensions change, then of course your paper size has to change. But this tutorial, you come up with 5 hidden paper clips from one sheet of paper, and it's just really neat how it works. As I said, Kathy fine-tuned it, and then she showed me how to do it, and I've been making them, I think, ever since. I've sent them as little surprise packets to people and all kinds of stuff, so it's just a lot of fun. And then this past weekend, I was teaching a group of friends how to do it, and one of my friends, Jenny, she uses tape. She's a scrapbooker, and she uses acid-free, really strong tape, and it worked perfectly. So whatever you have, just glue of some kind. Elmer's should work, whatever. I use this is the stuff I use for just about everything, and it's Fabri-Tac, Fabri-Fix, 3-in-1. You can use a glue stick if you want. Different ladies use different things, and it all worked out perfectly well. So you just need an adhesive. So let's get started. The first thing that you want to do, and I've already cut out the pictures, obviously, and you want to have your paper in a vertical alignment, portrait. Come down to the bottom left, and I'm just going to put a small mark right above the picture, and I'm going to go up and do that with the rest of the page. Very simple. I like simple. And this will, what you need are 4 main folds and then a smaller one. And that's what we're going to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a smaller one. Now we're going to turn the paper over. It'll make sense in a minute, I promise. And again, we're going to come back down here. This time, instead of going up, we're going to go across. So again, the mark. Excuse me. My marks are not really straight. They never are. I cannot make a straight line. It's quite tacky, but true. Okay. And you have a little bit left over here. And again, from the other side, you had some left over at the top. Do not do anything. Do not cut those off. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to crease our paper at these lines here. Now this is on the side where you've got the vertical marks going up the left side. And to do that, the easiest thing, you can use a scoreboard. I'm using a ruler. Most people have rulers. Not everyone has a scoreboard. So I'm just gonna, all right, where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? There it is. Trying to line this up. And we're going to do that for all of the lines. Let me just line up my paper again. This is one nice thing about a scoreboard. You don't really have to watch it so closely. But such is life. You certainly don't want to go out and buy a scoreboard just for something like this. You just put that on that line and then there. And then the last one, we're just going to stay there. Okay. All right. Now, so we've got 4 lines going across. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fold it up. Now, the best way to do it, to keep it all in the right orientation, if you will, I fold up, crease that. Get the old bone folder there. If you don't have a bone folder, use a pencil or anything, you know, like that. Then I'm going to fold down. This will all start to make sense once we get further into it. So I folded up, I folded down. Now I'm going to fold up again. See, I'm going up. Give that a good crease, and then down. So up, down, up, down. And again, that will make sense a little bit later. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. And what you know it's in the right way if it should look like an M, the letter M, with this little tail. Okay. Or a W with this little tail. So, okay, so now we're going to open it back up. And for the purposes of teaching this makes it so much easier. We've got the vertical marks on this opposite side here. I'm sorry, horizontal marks, vertical here. We're going to start labeling them to keep straight. That one is going to be number 1, reverse number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, it'll all make sense in a second, but once you can name these little pieces, it just makes more sense. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to pull up 3 and 4 together. Again, here are the vertical marks going straight up the left side. Numbered them, we're pulling up 3 and 4. Okay, I'm going to take a paper clip, and now here's where it gets interesting. You know the marks that you've made over here? Well, you're just going to use those as sort of a guide on where to place the paper clip, because you're wanting to put that paper clip in between those 2 lines. If that makes sense. And it does not have to be precise. Just gives you an idea so you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to hold it so that you can see it on camera. Okay, just going to go straight across. And the beauty of this is it will give you 5 paper clips, hidden paper clips, for one sheet of paper. Okay, so there we have it. Make sure that they're pulled down all the way. And again, you can see they're just sort of in the middle. Not perfect by any means, but good enough for what we need. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The next thing we do, we take the old trusty glue. Now, like I said, you can use glue of any kind, whatever works for you. You can use tape. All the ladies the other day who I was teaching this class to, they were using glue sticks and get inside there, and they were using tape. It all worked. And you do want to get some, at least I do. This is Jan's way of doing things is to put some glue on top of the paper clip itself, so that that little darling is not going to go anywhere. So I've just put glue again. This is on flap 3, if you will. Just put my glue down, and I'm going to bring up 2, and I'm going to glue 2 and 3 together. All right. Take my bone folder or pencil or anything, and by that, you know, this is what I mean. You know, that's what I mean by using a pencil. All you want to do is make sure you get a good contact with all that glue in there. And admittedly, I tend to put more glue on than I should, but there it is. Okay, and don't worry about you see it like right. Don't worry about that. It's okay. So now we've glued 2 to 3. And now what we're going to do is glue 4 to 5. Same thing. So again, take your glue, your tape, whatever you're using. Okay. Now bring up 5 and again press it down. Okay. And basically what we've done is we've covered the front and we've covered the back of the paper clips. Now we're going to cover the top with this little flap that's left over here. So again, more glue or tape or whatever. Try and get right along that edge. Fold it down. Okay, so this is what you've ended up with so far. It's all glued together. And here, that is the open part, and that's what's going to slide down over a page. So we're going to take our angels. Now, in the class that I taught the other day, I was saying place an angel here in between the mark, glue it down, glue it down, glue it down. And I thought, no, you don't need to do that. This is easier. Matter of fact, I think I saw one of the ladies doing that. I'm just going to start cutting them first instead of cutting them after the fact. Then you know exactly how much room you've got. And again, I'm using those horizontal lines that went across the bottom of that page. That's what I'm using to determine where to cut. Okay, so now we have basically, we're pretty much finished at this point, other than just adding the decoration. So you take the one, and always remember the open part, keep at the bottom of your picture. And then you want to glue the angel on the one side. I think for this it would be much nicer to use tape on the photos, but again using acid-free tape, but I don't have any, so we're going to use this. I'm just going to make sure that it's even. Now again, this is photo paper, and normally I would be, you know, rubbing it down, but that might damage the photo paper, so I'm just taking a thick piece of cloth and daubing it. And again, for the reverse, whoops, I've got 2 here, that's not good. Put that on there, kind of line it up. There we go. And there you have a hidden paper clip. Let me show you, here's a piece of paper. Oh, one more thing. I almost forgot. I always forget this part. And I should have done it before I put that on there, but take a ruler and run it up in there just to make sure that there's no hidden glue anywhere, and just slide it off. It's just to make sure that everything is the way it is supposed to be. It also kind of helps open it up a little bit so that you know it's going to work okay. And the same with this one. There we go. Okay, now let me just show you what you have. The open part, so always remember the bottom of your picture is on the same end as this open part. These make great decorations for journals. They can make decoration. You know what they also do is what do we call it? Bookmarks. And that is how you make them. Now, I got to thinking, and some people can use, or some people can. You can use cardstock if you want to, if you want something thicker. When I start making my journals, I get so much into them that sometimes they just get too full. So I like the idea of using just a sheet of paper, because once you add the cardstock here on top of it as decoration, it makes it much stiffer. Then I got to thinking, all right, what about if we use something that's different as far as, you know, this picture of the angels. So the angels were 1.5 inches wide by 2.5 inches tall, approximately. But I thought, well, what about doing something different, like a photograph? Well, first off, you know for a fact that you're not going to get 5 on one wide sheet of paper. Now we could turn it this way, but then we don't have it tall enough. What I've done, now you can use legal size sheets of paper if you have legal size sheets of paper around. I don't, and I don't really want to go out and buy some, so I just took 2 sheets of paper and glued it together on their sides. That way I have enough that's tall enough to get my 4 folds in, and wide enough that I can at least get 2 of these on there. So again, let's just do what we did before. Gonna give it a try here. Should work. I haven't tried this yet, so we're doing something on camera that is scary, but anyway, there it is. We're gonna do it anyway. 2. And it doesn't matter that the seam is going to be in there because it's going to be covered. 3, 4. Now obviously we only need so much of this. We don't need that, and we don't want any more folds. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a bit. So what I'm going to do, take the old trusty ruler, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bit. Let me get this lined up. And I'm just going to give it that much. And I'm just going to tear it, because you really don't need that much. And don't waste that sheet of paper. That would get you 1, possibly 2 of the other way using the angels. So now let's try this. It should work. So we've gone up, got the vertical marks. We're going to turn our paper over and do a cross. Now again, we're not going to get as many, obviously, because this is much wider. Oops, I started to do it up on the side. And on the side. And again, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave that to later, because I'll show you why later. I don't want to get too close to the edge, but I want to make sure I have plenty of room. So now we've got our vertical mark, or horizontal marks. Good way to remember this: horizontal, horses. Horses run, they don't run up, they run across. So horizontal, here are the markings, vertical, going up the left side of the page. So now what we're going to do is crease this. Crease at these lines. Whoops, there we go. Just line that up with a in there. And I am so bad at making just a straight line. It is amazing how I cannot do that. All right. And this one. All right, where are we at here? Here and there. Okay, and again, it's not going to matter that that seam is there, because we're not going to see it anyway. Okay. And all I'm doing is running my fingernail, such as it is. I don't have nails much, but just along the edge of this. And that's why I like using a thin metal ruler. But whatever you've got, you know, there's no sense in going out and buying something just for this. If you're like me, you buy too much anyway. It's so tempting to go out and get all these neat things that they come out with. Okay, so there we have it. Line, 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 and line. So the next thing, again, number it. But we start numbering over here on the back side here, where your horizontal marks are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully this will turn out. Okay, so we're going to start folding it. So we fold up, and you're going to go up, down, up, down. And I say that because that will keep it in the right orientation for later on. So there's folding up. Now I'm going to fold down. Okay, now I'm going to fold up. And I'll get that right there. And fold down that smaller piece there. Okay, and what you do is you look for the letter M or W, depending on the orientation of your camera. An M or a W with a little flap. So there's the one, and there's the other. I think that's an M for you people. It's a W for me, but I think on camera it's the M, and you've got that little flap, and then you know you're in the right direction. So remember what we do. We pull up 3 and 4, okay, and we use these markings on this side. Let me get my hand out of the way to know where you put the paper clips. Now, because this is so much wider, I'm going to use 2. I don't know if that's necessary, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put here and here, just kind of spaced apart. And then I'm going to put here and here. All right. So let's get out the glue. We're going to glue 2 to 3. So we've got along that line. And along that line, I think, well, I thought I did, but I didn't. Okay. 2 and 3 are being glued down. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing to 4 and 5. We're going to glue them together. Actually, I don't think I need to do that part on this side because I'm going to cut it off, but let's just go ahead and do it, and that way I don't have to worry about whether I've put enough on there or glued the right thing down. So again, 4 and 5 are being glued together now. Make sure that your paper clips are pushed down as far as they'll go. Okay, and then we're ready to glue 6 down over 1. Like I said, I've not tried this before with the picture, and certainly not on camera, but you know, such is life. So that's what we've got. Just a similar version of what we had before, but now it's just larger. We're going to cut. This piece we don't need, but you know what? It's the size very close to. Why is that not glued down? Oh, duh. I'm like, why is that open? Well, it's because we don't have a paper clip there. Panic! But no. See? I am my own worst enemy. But these are sticking together. Like so. Alright. You can see the difference in the paper because this is tea dyed or coffee dyed paper. And so we're going to take our photograph here, and now I'm just not thinking, I don't necessarily have 2 photographs of the same size, but then I might use that for something else, a design or something else like that. What I'm going to do here, so you might want to think this out ahead of time to make sure you've got, if you're going to do whatever you have to do, or whatever, you know, design you want to use, you have to make sure that you have at least 2 of a similar or identical size, rather. And then let's get this here. It's an old vintage photograph. I think it's so neat. And there we have it. And again, I think instead of, I may have a photograph, but then again I may not, and I really don't want to look for one. I don't see one offhand, but I think I'm going to decorate this with something else. But let's just show you. Maybe we can do this. Oh, now what did we forget? Yep, what did I forget? How do you like me including you on that? Make sure there's no glue in there. And everything's working properly. We've got 2 paper clips in there. You can sort of see them. And then we get our page. Voila. And then again, I'm going to decorate that. I'm not quite sure with what yet, but there you have it. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. Again, I'll put all the links and information below. And a huge thanks to Kathy for showing me how to do this. It's, like I said, I've been doing them ever since she showed me. I've got angels all over the place, and now I have pictures all over the place. So, big thanks to Kathy. Hope you have a lovely day. It's Monday, and it's a typical March day in Alabama. We have a little bit of everything. We have clouds, we have sun, we have wind. We will probably have rain later on, and who knows, we could even have snow. You just never know with Alabama. So we are versatile. We choose to please everyone. Have a great day and have a blessed week. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.